take the zipper and flip it around, and we're going to put it on right on this fabric. So see how it's lined up with the back of it? Now we're going to pin it across this top part. So on this side, see how it's lined up. So we're going to go ahead and pin that. So now we're going to sew right along where we pinned. And if you're using any special pattern, you want to make sure that you get it on this straight stitch. Okay, so our zipper's attached, and if you noticed, I kind of went back. I went through it, but then I turned around and came back, and you can go forward just to kind of reinforce it on there. So whenever we open up our zipper, this is what it looks like. What I like to do, it's kind of like a top stitch, is you're going to kind of fold this fabric over, see, and then you're going to sew on it. And that just makes it have a nice finish on top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is kind of what the finished product looks like. You can see along here, this is where I just stitched. So now we're going to attach the other one. And the easiest way to do it is just to lay this down and place this other one just face down, so that whenever you sew it and open it up, they're going to be the right way, and the zipper is going to be in the middle. So now that we put them face to face, we are going to pin it along that other edge and just sew it real quick. Okay, so we've got our zipper sewn on. Now we're just going to do like we did over here and kind of fold it over just to kind of finish it off and do a little top stitch. Okay, so we want to keep an eye on our bobbin and make sure we're not going to run out. So here we're all finished, okay, and we have our zipper. That you kind of want to make sure it works at some point. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'll show you on these. It's really nice because the zipper's over here. That's the two things I like, is how big this pencil pouch is and how the zipper's over here. I think it gives you more room to put your stuff in, but it does kind of make it a little confusing. So I'm going to try to make it as easy as I can. We're going to line up our edges and see, okay, this is where our zipper is, okay? So we're going to go ahead and line up these two edges and just sew across. And hopefully our zipper is pretty straight on this side. So let's just pin these and sew them together. So now that we've done this, we're going to hold, where we've sewn down here, we're going to hold that and we're going to make it flat and see where it lines up. Okay? And now I'm going to just put a couple of pins here to hold it, and then I'm going to make a real thin, I'm going to sew a really thin line across the top just to hold it in that position. Okay, so now you can see how I stitched that all the way down. Now I'm going to unzip it and I'm going to flip it inside out so I can see what the outside looks like, and make sure that I did sew all of that. Okay, so I'm going to line it up. This is the big one that we stitched all the way across that side, and this is the one we just did along this side. So as you can see, it matches up pretty well, and it's going to sit flat like that. So now we're going to unzip it halfway. We need to make sure that it's unzipped whenever we do the next step. So do it halfway and then turn it inside out. Okay, now that it's going to stay in this position, we're going to sew across this part. First, you may want to pin it to hold it together, and then we're going to, especially pin this part, pin it and sew across here. And make sure that it is unzipped, and that's part of the reason you want to pin it, to hold this zipper together. So let's go ahead and sew those two sides shut. And when I get to the zipper, I like to kind of go back and forth across it just to make sure that it is sturdy. Okay, hopefully you'll be done with your sewing. Right now we're going to flip it inside out and make sure that everything is, really sewn tight and that it's going to hold shut. If not, then just go back and resew it. Okay, it looks like this one is going to stay together pretty well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it inside out and I'm going to cut off all the extra. Okay, so it's all finished. It's really good if you put it on the iron and just kind of go over all these edges just to flatten it really well. But it looks good, so awesome. And here are what all the finished products look like. These have already been ironed, so they kind of, will sit a little more flat. So thank you for watching this video, and please like it and subscribe and check back for some more videos. So thank you for watching.